there, I'm Nikki Wood, and today we're going to talk about what it's like to be psychic. Now, a lot of people don't understand what that means because they don't have the abilities and skill sets that those of us who are psychic or intuitive have. So we definitely see the world in a different way, and we perceive and interpret information differently sometimes. It doesn't mean that we're so strange and off base that we can't function with normal people, but we just pick up things in kind of random ways that sometimes make us look a little quirky or unusual, or sometimes just causes people to have a hard time understanding us and where we're at and what's happening to us. For example, I can go into a restaurant sometimes, and if somebody walks in that's got bad energy or a bad mood, I kind of go forward a little bit like this in my chair, and I almost feel like somebody's hit me on the back of the head with like a 4x4 or something, and I just feel just so dizzy and lightheaded and out of it because I wasn't ready. And so if you don't know who I am or what I do, and you see someone in a restaurant acting like, you're like, what's wrong, dude? An ambulance? What's happening? Like, are you okay? Like, is the food bad? So, people have different perceptions on it. What else is it like? Well, it's been a really interesting journey. It's been a hard journey. It's been a fun journey. Some of the stuff is really cool, and some of it's really hard. One of my friends asked me one time, and it was probably one of the most interesting questions that I had. She goes, do you ever wish that you didn't have this? Like, would you ever wish to give it back? And I thought about it for a minute because no one had ever really asked me that before. And my answer was no. Because I do get a lot of things that are difficult. Sometimes when I do energy healing, I have kind of a stabbing pain that's in my hands, and sometimes it feels like a knife is kind of going through a little bit. But that's because that's just my indication that the energy is moving. But sometimes they'll cramp up or whatever, and that's just how my energy works. It's not excruciatingly painful where I can't, whatever, but it's uncomfortable. It's not necessarily always, the most pleasant feeling in the world. Sometimes at night I don't sleep. Sometimes I get nightmares. Sometimes I see ghosts. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes I walk into buildings and I can't be in the building because of something that's happened in there. I went on an awesome tour in, where were we at? We were in Seattle, and they have the underground kind of city tour. And we went in there one time, and one of them was a bank, and I got this weird feeling walking in. And I grabbed my friend. I said, there's a problem. I said, I need you to move me out of this space. And he's like, you're all right? I'm like, I don't know yet. And the guy was talking about a bank robbery, and before you knew it, I had this searing pain in my back, and I couldn't breathe, and I almost fell over. And I felt the person that had got shot all those years ago in the bank robbery. So weird things will happen sometimes to me that don't happen to normal people. And my friend knows this, and she goes, well, would you ever take it back? And I was like, you know what? I wouldn't. And here's the reason why I wouldn't. Because with all the bad stuff comes a lot of really great stuff. Yeah, sometimes things are tough, but the thing that I really like the most is, if somebody's passed on, somebody's loved one's passed on, and that loved one comes to me with a message for them, I can give them that. And it's such a profound experience and energy and a gift that you can give to somebody. So even if you've got really irritating things keeping you up at night, flying by or whatever, just being able to give somebody that one experience is really special. When I have somebody come in for a tarot reading and they're just distraught and they're having a hard time, or they're upset and they're crying, or things are happening and they don't know what to do, my favorite thing is that by the time they leave, they feel better. I can say why that's happening. I can tell them the best thing to do. Sometimes you just hold space for people because they need that. Sometimes they just need someone to be like, what, I've been in your spot. I totally get it. Let's figure out how to get you out of it. So for those reasons, I wouldn't trade it for anything, even though there are a lot of tricky things that come with it. So if you do have somebody in your life that's intuitive, if you do have somebody that's psychic, please understand that they're a little bit more sensitive to normal situations than other people. Please be open when they want to talk about stuff. That's one of the really great things about my friends. I can tell them anything, weird experiences, and they don't look at me like I've got, like three eyes or something. Like, they look at me and they understand that that's happening to me. And even though they don't understand what that feels like, they're supportive and they're there. So I think that's another really good thing to remember too. Because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to navigate in the world, but I definitely wouldn't trade it. But just please keep in mind that if you do know somebody that is like me, or that has different abilities, please be kind and please be patient and please be supportive, because it really does help, and it's so nice, especially when there's a lot of people out there that make us feel bad about who we are, or attack us or say mean things or kick us out of restaurants or ban us from coffee shops for reading tarot cards. Sometimes it's really tough. It's been getting a lot better lately. It's not like it used to be 10 years ago, but sometimes there's still things. So just please keep that in mind and always try to be kind and respectful. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really beautiful day.